And hello everybody, welcome back to LFC News. Frustrations are sky high within the Liverpool fan base at this moment in time following the draw against Leeds United. A lot of fans I'm seeing now are firmly on the Arne Slot out train, and whilst I don't necessarily stand by that just yet, I do think Liverpool fans are right to be frustrated with current proceedings. However, this could be made a little bit worse, and I'm starting to see fans go over now even more after Fabrizio Romano's latest revelation with regard to Liverpool transfer news. Today we've got two big stories, one of those coming from Fabrizio Romano and one of those coming from Paul Joyce. Now, for those of you that are sort of transfer geeks, you will know that those two names, particularly Paul Joyce, is the most reputable name when it comes to transfer incomings and outgoings within the Liverpool space, and they are to do with first team players. So guys, as always, let's break this story down. But first, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2026. So if you can help us, that would be absolutely fantastic. And I'll promise I'll give you as much content as we possibly can and keep you on the straight and narrow when it comes to Liverpool news. So first things first, guys. 3 hours ago today, Fabrizio Romano came out with this. Charlotte FC are prepared to offer Harvey Elliott the chance to play on loan in the MLS until June. Elliott likely to return to Liverpool after being unused at Aston Villa on loan. Decision is now up to the player. Now, of course, as we know, currently it doesn't seem as though Arne Slot fancies Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott is a boy that a lot of the Liverpool fans love. You know, he's a supporter of the football club, and again, with these young players, he's a fan favourite, is Harvey Elliott, and definitely I would say has a high future or high ceiling for the future with regard to being a Liverpool player. However, it not working out at Aston Villa puts him in a complicated position, because if he comes back to Liverpool and he's not really fancied by Arne Slot, as we know, he's not going to play, firstly. Secondly, well, Aston Villa, he then can't go on loan to another club in Europe. So that's why this America link is coming the way. And that's why Charlotte FC are obviously looking to try and push a lifeline out there to Harvey Elliott. So again, this is what Fabrizio Romano said 3 hours ago, that it's true that Charlotte FC are interested and are preparing an offer for Harvey Elliott for a sort of short-term loan till the end of this current season, I would suspect. But remember, the MLS runs from January to December in terms of their domestic campaign. So, I mean, it must be a short one, or they may go for a year. Who knows? But at this moment in time, it's until June, so a 6-month loan. But a lot of American clubs do this, and then it turns out to be extended, depending on what the parent club does. However, after that, an hour later or an hour ago, Harvey Elliott, Paul Joyce came out and said this: Harvey Elliott will not take up interest from MLS despite being left in limbo as his career stalls. So I think where Harvey Elliott's standpoint at this moment in time is that he's going to go and fight for his place. He's not necessarily interested about going to the United States. It puts him in an peculiar position, because I get it. I do get it, right? He's obviously wanting to make it work at Liverpool. He probably thought going on loan to Aston Villa was going to be the perfect next move to get into the Liverpool team going forward. However, it's not worked out. Now, it's probably likely he's going to be rotting within the sorts of Liverpool fringes for the rest of the season. If I was a player, what would I do? Well, I mean, you know, it's hard to say when your love is the football club that you want to play at, but you're not going to be getting game time. Would I take up that MLS route? Probably. If there was no way of me playing at my parent club, or Liverpool in this case. So that's with Harvey Elliott. Do let me know your thoughts on Harvey Elliott, the Harvey Elliott situation. But don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got some more news again. And this comes from Paul Joyce as well. Liverpool planning to open contract talks with Ryan Gravenberch. No formal discussions have taken place so far, but there is a keenness to secure the future of the Netherlands midfielder, who will have 2 years remaining on his deal in the summer. Well, that freaking makes something for a change, by the way. Usually we've got all our players running out their contracts running out to the final year. If you've seen in previous seasons, every year there's always a dilemma of a player getting to the end of their contract. This year it's Konate, of course. So yes, it's good to see that we're being a little bit more, preparing for the future. And I think, Grav staying, get him tied down to new terms would be good. But that's some news there from Paul Joyce.
In other news, Virgil van Dijk has admitted he fully understands the frustration felt by sections of the Anfield crowd following Liverpool's hugely disappointing goalless draw with Leeds. The stalemate marked the Reds' first 0-0 result under Arne Slot, with Liverpool unable to find a way through a well-organised Leeds side that spent long periods sitting deep and defending in numbers. Despite dominating possession, the hosts lacked the sharpness and incision required in the final third, leading to audible unrest from the stands as the match wore on. Speaking after the game, Van Dijk acknowledged those feelings and accepted them as a natural reaction to drop points. "I sensed that as well," the Liverpool captain admitted. "It's very easy to say we should move the ball quicker when you play against a team that will set up in a 5-4-1 or 5-3-2. Sometimes you have to drag them to one side and then speed things up. But like I said, the last part of our game tonight wasn't good enough." The centre-back pointed to recent performances as evidence of Liverpool's attacking quality, but conceded that they failed to reach those levels against Leeds. "I think against Wolves in the first half, we showed very much how good we can be, but today it wasn't meant to be," he said. "When teams sit in, you have to be patient. I know it's not always the nicest thing to see, but that's part of the challenge." Van Dijk was keen to stress that Liverpool will not compromise their identity by retreating into a counter-attacking approach simply to appease frustration in the stands. "We can sit back and try to play on the counter constantly, but that's not who we are either," he explained. "The frustration comes from the fact that we drop points, and that's something we didn't want at all." He also made it clear that his comments were not intended as criticism of supporters, instead underlining the shared desire for success. "This is definitely not an attack on the fans," Van Dijk added. "The fans can feel how they feel, but we as players want to win games as well. We're not going out there trying to pass the ball from left to right just to keep possession. We want to do everything in our power to win." Liverpool now turn their attention to Sunday's trip to Fulham, a fixture that presents a stern test. Marco Silva's side have taken 10 points from their last 12 league matches, and the Reds were beaten at Craven Cottage last season. If Van Dijk and his teammates fail to raise their intensity and quality, there is a real risk that history could repeat itself in London. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.